Hello and welcome to another game of Starcraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. My name is Jethro and today we have a TvP for you on Akilon Wastes. Spawning in the southeastern corner as the red Terran player from Team Evil Geniuses, it is Thorzain. Spawning up in the northwestern corner as the blue Protoss player from Team Root, it is ToD. Now, Akilon Wastes, as you can see, is a two-player map, and as a result, the natural positions of each player aren't that far apart. As a result of that, we could see some nice early game pressure from either of these players. Of course, Thorzain being more affected by that, the Protoss player having pylons and can warp in anywhere regardless, but gonna have to wait and see if they decide to do that here today. Should also note the destructible rocks leading down to the third base position for each player, as well as the collapsible rock towers which you can knock down to prevent entrance to your third base until the resulting destructible rocks have been destroyed. You can also take a look at the fourth and fifth bases. These are a little bit more difficult to take on this map as you are forced to expand towards your opponent, and they are also quite a bit of running distance away from your main base, as you can see there. Now we do have Root's ToD sending out the first scout of the game while both players have their barracks and gateways going down at a standard timing. ToD will know exactly where to go, of course, because this is a two-player map, and he will get up there, scout Thorzain, likely do a little bit of harassment, but I don't think too much is going to go down. Both these players likely just going to go ahead and do a Rax expand and a 1 gate expand. The beta thus far has been very econ focused, all the players wanting to get up to those later game new units to try and test them out. No sense in really cheesing or doing anything too crazy in the early game thus far. And we can see Thorzain agreeing with that for the time being, putting down no refineries. All the cybernetics core does go down for Root's ToD. We see him also sending out a scout over to the Protoss opponent's base, while another SCV comes out here and the command center does go down. The probe not able to mess with that too much, but it will retreat before the Marine can get down there and kill him. This is interesting. Root ToD actually going down and throwing a proxy pylon up. This is a very nice position. I believe he can warp in on this low ground down here, or of course just had some units up here until he is ready to bring them in. See Thorzain actually having some nice scouting here, looking for those proxy pylons, but likely not going to find that one this far out. Root ToD trying to deny the scouting of Thorzain. He does get the SCV with some nice zealot placement there on the ramp. Stalker on the way as well, and based on that rally point, I think he's going to send these units straight across, try and do some damage. Thorzain is ready, however, with the bunker about halfway done. Should finish up before that Zealot Stalker combo can get there. And assuming it does, ToD will not be able to do any damage. Might get a tiny bit of scouting off. At the very least, that bunker will tell him that there is no super early pressure coming, that Thorzain has in fact expanded and is happy sitting at home for the time being. Yes, we see the bunker has completed just in time for these Protoss units to make their way up the ramp. He's not going to be very happy to see those. No, forced to turn around. Nobody losing any hull damage, though those shields, of course, will regenerate. In the meantime, the Nexus is about a third, maybe almost half of the way done, and some factories going down in the Terran base. Reactor on that barracks, but I suspect it will be tech labs for the factory. Thorzain likely going to go for that Warhound focused composition. The Warhound has been very strong thus far in the beta, even to the point where it has been nerfed in the very first beta patch, but I have played a little bit of ladder after that patch, and it is still quite powerful, quite effective, especially in some early Marine Warhound pushes, which it looks like what Thorzain could be going for here. Stalker staying out front of the Terran base, keeping an eye on exactly what is going on. Still have this proxy pylon in play. Gonna see if Root ToD wants to make any use of that. I'd be a bit surprised if he went for it too early. Perhaps gonna go for a timing push, but we'll have to wait and see. Back in his base, 3 gateways transforming. I suspect either a Robo or a Stargate will follow. Normally I would say a Robo, but in this new beta there are those new Stargate units, such as the Oracle, which can be quite helpful in the mid-game. So that would be cool if he did go for the Stargate here. But instead it looks like he's gearing up for a little push, getting some sentries and some zealots. likely to try and take down this bunker that he thinks is alone on top of the ramp. Little does he know there are 3 supply depots currently building. What those are going to do is prevent the Zealots from getting the surface area they need on that bunker. Even with good force fields to block the SCVs from repairing, he will not be able to take this down just because he won't be able to get the surface area he needs. Very nice placement out of Thorzain there. Although we're going to have to see if it will work as ToD begins to move forward here, getting the Zealots out in front just like he should. There's one Warhound to greet them. Doesn't go too far forward. No, it retreats for the time being. Some decent force fields do go down, but the Warhound is able to get around them. There they go. Warhound is trapped now. It will go down to these Zealots. The bunker, though, as we mentioned earlier, not even close to falling. Plenty of SCVs in place to repair that there. The Zealots not getting the surface area they need. ToD is going to be forced to back off here. Some more reinforcements being warped in, but I think it's too little too late. All the Zealots that were here have fallen. Some of the sentries. Stalker's very low as well. Warhound getting a little aggressive. Does take down one sentry. Will it get the second one? Yes, they do. And they retreat to the safety of their bunker. ToD is throwing down 3 extra gateways. It's going to be a total of 6 so far. Looks like he's just going for some large gateway pressure. He thinks that's the answer to these very, very powerful Warhounds. Gonna have to see if that works out for him, because Thorzain has thrown down some more barracks and another tech lab, having 3 factory Warhound in production now. 5 more gateways on the way. In fact, it's gonna be a total of 7. Or 8, excuse me. Thorzain retreating for the time being, and very, very interesting. Throws down this Ghost Academy and a couple more barracks. So it looks like Thorzain going to be going for a Warhound Ghost composition. Very, very interesting there. The Ghost, of course, going to be able to EMP any sentries or anything of that nature, which could be helpful in making his Warhounds as effective as possible. ToD gearing up to take his 3rd base, perhaps. The pylon is found, however. Thorzain able to scout that out finally. Figured out where those reinforcements were coming from, but needs to be careful, get these Warhounds home before the Protoss reinforcements do arrive. A couple free Warhound kills would be nice, but does not look like he's going to get them. Thorzain continuing to wall off this front area. I do like that. That bunker very, very protected for the time being. Alright, ToD moving down across the map, throwing down a proxy pylon near the 3rd base. Perhaps he thinks the 3rd is up, and he thinks that would be vulnerable. But he's going to get in there with the Stalker and look. And no, there is no 3rd there. In fact, the rock's just now going down. He could use this to his advantage, however. If he gets up this ramp, he could avoid the supply depots, avoid the bunker that he thinks may still be there. This could be the opening route ToD needs, but will he have enough units? Will they be strong enough to take down this Warhound mix? Neither player having upgrades right now, I believe. Yes, they are all at 0-0. Combat shields and +1 weapons on the way for Thorzain. Nothing on the way for our Protoss player. This push is going to be very, very important if ToD wants to stay in this game. Here we go, moving up the ramp. Warhound is doing tons of damage. Guardian shields go down. Some decent force fields as well. But oh, there's an EMP on all the rest of the sentries. The sentries are out of energy. There will be no more force fields. The Zealots have been decimated. There's no more DPS left in this Protoss army. And ToD knows that he is forced to leave that game without even giving a GG. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Jethro commentating on Thorzain versus ToD. Thanks for joining me, and stay tuned for more Heart of the Swarm games coming up. Check me out on Twitter at JethroTV. Subscribe here to catch all the upcoming games. And thank you for watching.